Hello everyone. Hi. Good afternoon. This is Mehul Shah. Welcome to my show. Bewitch, no bewitch. Welcome to Mehul Shah show. बातों ही बातों में. Organized by my own organization. So let me introduce my first guest of honor by saying a quote. जहाँ चाह है वहाँ राह है. Where there is a will, there is a way. So by this quote, let me introduce my first guest of honor. That is Miss Snehal Singh, who is from Pune and she is the CEO and founder at Mind Spirit Works. Secondly, business mentor, coach, speaker, writer, and author. So, ma'am, welcome to my show. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Snehal, in your books, what central themes or message do you convey, and how it affects your coach experience?
So I would say it comes from the coaching experience, what I'm sharing in the books.
Okay.
My book is just one so far individually, which is I Work For Me.
Okay.
But I've created a lot of books where we have come together as authors and written on a common theme.
Okay.
So for author series.
Great.
However, any book that you pick which is done by me or contributed by me, so far has a general theme of elevating somebody's life. Wherever you are from there to go to the next level. And I personally am on a vision or a mission of sowing a seed of love and abundance in every heart I meet.
Okay.
So everything comes from that space of helping people think big, think abundantly, and work from the space of abundance. So before I even came across the word abundance in general, I was already doing that work. And I have eventually found that what I'm doing is sowing the seed of love and abundance in their hearts.
Okay.
All books generally are similar themes and talk about that.
Okay. So my next question is, how do you believe your background in CSA and in coaching, which inform the content and the style of the book?
Customer service advisor is something that I did very long time ago, so I don't know, how much that impacts. But yes, definitely it contributes because I worked as a customer service advisor, if I have to count today, somewhere around 15 to 16 years ago.
Okay.
So 15 to 16 years ago, I didn't have that much of understanding. I didn't have that much of knowing. And to be very honest, I had not even reached a space where I had read a single book in my life that time. So I was a very studious child, but it was very simple for me. Give me books, I will study, I will write, and I'm done. I had not read a book outside of school syllabus. Until I think 2007.
Okay.
That too, my boyfriend then, his husband now, had gotten a book from his company and he said, what will I do with this? So he gave it to me. And it was lying at my desk for a really long time and then I read it. That was the first ever book that I read. So I wouldn't say that is the only thing that contributes, but yes, there are a lot of pieces that have come together. Like my journey from when I was born until I turned 16, 17 is narrated in a book called As 20 Beautiful Women. Then my journey or shift from India to US is narrated in a book called Yes, You Can Do It. There is a book name and then so it's narrated in bits and pieces. I'm sharing this journey in terms of learnings and so on. How does it contribute today? I think it helps me understand and it helps me and my clients come to a point of understanding that if someone is moving from an employee to an entrepreneurial mindset, I've been in both sides. So I know what I did then and I know what I'm doing now and what is the shift and change that can be brought in. So I would say that's how it contributes to all kind of work that I've done. I am still a very intuitive person. So I have a tendency of only writing what is coming to me at that point in time. So earlier I only wrote because I was a very quiet or introvert person according to the world. So if I have to say something but I can't say it, so I will put it in a blog format and then just share it saying, this is what I feel, this is my opinion about it rather than going and talking about it. So somewhere my books are also influenced by what I'm going through at that time and then narrating that part of my journey.
So are you a coach or are you an author?
I would still say
what can we consider you as a coach or a
coach
author?
First. I would always consider myself as a coach, teacher, trainer first. Because being a facilitator, being a coach, what I pick in the journeys is what I'm then sharing with the world through books. I never wanted to be an author. I had not met a single author in my life until 2019. And that 2019 itself became a year where I first ever met authors. I met somebody from that line and then I became an author. But before that, I had no desire to even be a writer or an author. My school friends do say that I used to write even in school. But I didn't remember that until very recently. I used to write poems, they were published in papers, but I had forgotten about that. Times of India, Indian Express.
Which year, like recently or like long back?
No, I'm talking about when I was a child. I did poetry, it was gone in books, but I was not even, I didn't even remember that aspect of it. So, writing for me is something that I did to express myself. I work for me is also that expression where I felt that, okay, you know what, people are talking about, or business schools are talking about the strategies and plans and so on. No one is really talking about what is happening inside the mind of an entrepreneur. How to make decisions, how to feel. Correct. And that's when then I said, okay, I have to do something about it. That's when I work for me. So all books for me have come in when I've seen a problem and I wanted to do something about that problem. So I'm still a coach, a trainer, teacher first, and then a writer.
Great.
Writer is a byproduct.
Great journey. So, like, can you share your key moment or like insight that prompted your transition from coach to from CSA to coach?
Actually, it just happened, to be very honest. So, even when I was at the level of taking calls, or on paper, I was just a customer service advisor. Somehow, I was still training, teaching, and conducting programs on behalf of trainers. And my first job was as a teacher. So I think actually I took calls in a school where I was teaching maths and science.
Great.
So I've done my D.Ed already. And so I think I've never done anything that I don't like. Somehow I have always been in profession that I wanted. Even when I joined in as a customer service advisor, I think every organization that I moved, I probably took calls for 2.5 months, and then I was either training, teaching, or being, the support on the floor or something like that. The official shift for me happened in 2007 when there was an internal job posting and I got promoted as a trainer. And then I did
in which
that.
company?
That was with 3G at that point in
3G,
time, which is Hutchinson Global, which is now Tech Mahindra. And that's where my journey as a trainer initiated. So I was a process trainer there. I worked as a quality analyst for a while, and then I reached a point where I was like, same training, just faces are changing. I'm not doing anything new, and then I wanted to just do something about it. So I quit and I started now freelancing in 2011. So since then, training, coaching has been going hand in hand. Officially, I got myself trained as a coach in 2015. But there was an official certification by ICF that we have to do. What I realized is I was already coaching way before that. That was just a way of me getting certified as as a coach. But training and teaching has been something that I've been doing since 2002 till date.
Great journey. So, like, just want to know your creative process. Like, how do you get the idea of writing, and like, how do you put on the page, or like, how do you publish them?
I would say these three are three separate things. Getting ideas is one. Putting it on paper, pen to paper is another, and publishing it or sharing it with the world is another. Ideation, I think I'm born or gifted with it. I can sit down and just give ideas if you want. Like if you come to me saying, "Say this is what I'm thinking," I can give you 10 more ideas saying, "Ye kar sakte ho, this is all you can do." So ideas is something that I think is a gift. However, it's a gift that everybody has. The only challenge is we never actually take the time to measure it. I have a tendency of always noting down the ideas that come in. I'll revisit them every month or every 3 months to see if it is still valid and if anybody else can use it. But if I know that, say for example, I have an idea of, even it could be I'm passing by a road and I see that here a car washing center could be there. And if I have somebody who has the money and is ready to do it, I will share saying, this is what it is. I think it will work. If you want to do it, do it. So ideas is something that increase and flow in when you respect them and when you keep a track of them. So I always encourage people that if you have ideas, you can have 10,000, but make a note of it. Write them down somewhere. So ideation is one process. Idea to writing. I think writing in the entire thing is the most easiest thing to do because you're just choosing to express. So people who love writing should write. It has got nothing to do with the language. It has got nothing to do with the fluency. Writing is just about writing. How do you write? I started with a ritual of writing at least 5 minutes every single day.
Okay.
Okay.
But on what topic?
Doesn't matter.
Random.
You sit down and you just write. So you're first
Okay.
putting the practice of writing, because when those ideas flow in, and that day when you have to actually write that book, the
Correct.
ideas are going to flow in at a speed of say 10,000 words per second.
Correct.
And if you can't type even 100 words per second, then it is not going to match. You have to prepare for success.
Okay.
So write every single day. Sit down 5 minutes in front of the system, whatever is coming. So if the thought is coming, I don't know what to write, I don't know what to write.
Correct.
But type it in and the ideas will flow.
Okay.
So I've moved from that 5 minutes writing every single day to 15 to 20 minutes. So I do it every day even now.
Okay.
Topic is relevant or not relevant, doesn't matter. Whatever is there for that day. That is one. Completing book is a different journey altogether, because you need to organize your thoughts and then put it all together. Publishing, I think, is in every form. Whether you're publishing it as a blog, or a social media post, or as a book. All the three things need basic courage of you sharing what you think without the fear of people judging it.
Correct.
So I always encourage people that if you want to really have an opinion, then you got to share it. Right? Publishing world, when it comes to books now, in simple words I'll say, while writing I work for me, I realized that there is a simple formula to write a book. Okay. And it's a 5-step process that I've created. It's actually an entire 3-hour workshop that I conduct. In that we understand why a book is need to be born, what should go in it, and then how to launch it. These three things happen before you write a book. Once you've written the book, then comes the publishing part. Publishing is a simple process according to Kindle. Marketing is the bigger thing.
Correct.
Anyone can upload a book copy on Amazon today, and people don't even format it. Like I've seen copies where one page is a different font, other page is a different font, and these books have been printed or uploaded on Kindle. So uploading books is not a challenge.
Correct.
Publishing it by giving justice and doing enough marketing is where the key is, where the author has to think abundantly. And that's where the difference between a self-published author who is successful versus a just self-published author, the basic difference.
So, like, which is your favorite book? Like you had wrote, and like how many books have been sold till date of yours?
So, I Work For Me is my only book that I have written end to end. So my way of measuring success is really different. I wrote this book in a category of entrepreneurship, which has a very simple concept that this is my business card in a way, where I'm connecting with people who would want to work for themselves, and from there I'm getting my clients. So this book, when I last checked in 2023, I had sold around 1,500 copies. I know it's a very small number, but it is giving me over 300 clients. Who have done courses with me, who have worked with me, or who have published books with me. So great. My success of selling books is just 1,500 copies, which is probably a $10 on an average. So that is not a huge number, but the number of clients I've got and the revenue generated from that is higher. So my way of looking at books is understanding what your book is really doing. The other book that I definitely want to mention, which is a collective book. It's a co-authored book. 24 women came together and wrote the book. It's called the Shakti Awakening, where we had global Indian women. So we have Indian women who are residing in different parts of the world. With 13 countries, women contributed to it. That book, it has a basic theme: stepping into your own power, Shakti, awakening the power within you. And that book was launched in 2019. It still is amongst the top 30 books.
Oh, wow, great.
And the power that the book carries, there are so many women who have shared their journeys, and each journey teaches you a different perspective or an aspect. Now, how many books has that one sold? It has been selling on multiple platforms like Amazon, Flipkart, and individually also the book is selling. So individually, I have personally sold over 6,000 copies that I have printed and sold.
Wow.
Amazon, Flipkart are going on their own. So yes. So even the numbers seem small, I would say the value that they're creating and the revenue that they generate eventually by getting in clients or bringing people or groups together, I think it's a big value.
So Snehal, let's take a break. Let's have a chill break. So guys, this was Snehal Singh from Pune. So let's take a break. मिलते हैं break के बाद. लेकिन after the break, let's understand the journey of Snehal from Pune to USA and from US to being an author. Thank you very much. मिलते हैं break के बाद. Thank you.
Hi everyone, this is the book that I was talking about, The Shakti Awakening, where 24 women came together and wrote amazing stories that they shared. Right now, I'm looking for 24 entrepreneurs who are ready to share their journeys in the next book, which is co-authored like this one, which we know is going to be a bestseller, called as Dare. So if you're an entrepreneur and would like to share your journey, do get in touch with me or comment under this podcast video that you're going to be watching. Thank you.
So दोस्तों, welcome back to मेहुल शाह शो बातों ही बातों में with Snehal Singh. So hi Snehal, welcome back to my show. So Snehal, like during the entire traveling and training session, okay, what made you feel that like you should now be a author? What's your entire journey of being a author from coach?
So
what
being
motivated
an author, it was not motivation actually, it happened. You know, there are two ways people always say that you either find your journey or you know your journey. For me, it is finding the journey. So the books found me.
How?
I moved to States, and when I moved to States, I had gone with the thought that I'll take a break, do nothing, because I had been working for 18 years before that.
Correct.
And mostly my husband has had a traveling job, so we reached a point where he gave me a choice: you live another 5 years without me, or you tag along. I said, "Bas ho gaya." You know how much more there'll be a long distance relationship in a marriage, right? So I packed saying 5 years I'll take break, be a nice little housewife, enjoy my life, and that's about it. 2 weeks down the line, I realized I can't do that. After 2 weeks, I was bored and I wanted to do something. Okay, so I went back to getting coaching clients, so on and so forth. I have always had a mentor in my journey. Wherever I have been, I have always chosen to work with a guru or a mentor who will guide me in the next steps. So my mentor at that time was living in Canada. And she was coming to States and she was tired of me complaining, saying I moved to a new country, I don't know anybody apart from my husband, how will I bring business and you know English. While I am good at it, I didn't have the confidence of going and speaking to Americans. Because I never expected. For me, life had changed in 1.5 months. From being a typical Puneite, never lived in any other state as well apart from work. Moving completely here, I was not confident enough. So she said, I have a book launch that is coming. Please come for the event. So I went for the event. I had butterflies in my stomach because I'd never been with any author in particular or with this world. According to me, people who write books are there and you're here and you don't know what to talk to them. But I still showed up because I promised my mentor that I'll show up for the event. When I reached there,
in States, right?
In States. This was in Atlanta that time. So we traveled a 22-hour journey to reach there from New Jersey. They're like, okay, let's do this. And when I was there, the event was organized by her publisher because it was a book launch. And she asked me, so generally people ask, you know, who are you? What do you do? But she asked me, you know, tell me your story. And I'm like, I don't have a story. I'm a simple person, fell in love, first guy, married the same guy. Everything is fantastic in life. So there is no story that I have. And today I'm here because my mentor forced me to be here. Simple. She's like, no, everybody has a story to tell. I'm like, I don't know, but I'm just here to, you know, just meet new people. So while leaving, she challenged me saying, I'm going to give you 90 days. If you write your story and send it to me, if I like it, I'll publish it in my book. Me being the amazing student, till 88th day, I didn't write it. My mentor was already pestering me saying, have you done it? Have you done it? I said, you know what, I've made a promise to her somebody, so I might as well write the story. So I wrote the story. I realized that there is more to a human being. I started with my birth. That's where my 20 Beautiful Women first story of 0 to 17 years, what happened, came in. And I submitted that. She had requested 2200 words. I wrote 7000 words. It went through 33 edits of give and take. And finally it got into the book. So I had my first co-authored book published with my story of 0 to 17 in it. And that's it. In my head, it was like one task done, given by mentor, kar liya, and that's about it. I started receiving messages on LinkedIn from unknown people who had read the book and sent in.
Okay,
But
great.
I had not sold a single copy because I only sold 2 copies, one to my neighbor next door and one upstairs. That's it.
Okay.
Because I didn't know people. Who will I sell books to? But when I started receiving those messages from LinkedIn and they narrated that, this person in the book, there is another lady in the book who's written, and through her I got this book and I read your chapter and I liked it. I felt that it takes an effort. Like how many of us buy stuff, we like it, and we say it's amazing, and then we go back to our life.
Correct.
Very few of us, even on Netflix, will not take a moment to do thumbs up. Right? So
Right.
somebody's taking an effort to write a message to you, finding you on LinkedIn, writing that message and telling you about it, it definitely has brought in some shift and change.
Correct.
So that's when I started my journey of really looking at writing. And that's when I also realized that it is not about the write-up or how amazing a writer you are. It is about an idea or a concept that you want to share. The rest of the things are done by the team. There is an editor, there is a proofreader who will give shape to what your idea is. And then I wanted to communicate that to many because there are so many amazing people doing some great work, but they were also stuck with the same thought that I have not done literature, I have not studied this particular language, how can I really write? And that's when I realized that writing is the most easiest part of writing. It is about sharing your idea, sharing your concept, irrelevant of fiction, non-fiction, poetry, whatever it is that you're writing. So I didn't intend to be an author. It happened to me, and that avenue opened up a lot of doors of me training, teaching people how to write, and then Mind Spirit Works as a company came up. But again, it's a path that found me rather than me going looking for a path. Actually, coaching is also a path that found me. I have always been a teacher. When I came across coaching, I really loved the concept of coaching, and I was like, okay, rather than telling people what to do, I can get it out of people. It is so much more effective. So paths have always found me. I've just chosen to go with the flow.
So your company, Mind Spirit Works, is only a part of coaching, or you do a writing also, or you are a speaker?
So Mind Spirit Works is a publishing house where we do everything from writing, publishing and marketing. So it's a write, publish, flourish concept that Mind Spirit Works is about. It is all about ideation to writing a book, written book to a physical copy of the book, and then marketing of it. That is all that happens under Mind Spirit Works. My brand is Snehal Singh, which is SRS, under which I conduct all the kind of trainings, coachings, business coachings that I do, or neuro-linguistic programming that I teach, or even divine trainings that I do, which are related to healing, mantras, and so on.
So, do you find any challenges from being a coach to author, and how did you navigate them? Like how could you solve the problems which you found while being a author?
So being an author, I think major challenges come in every stage. Whether you're writing it, while you're writing it, you go through challenges like, am I the right person to write? Am I really an expert? Will anybody really read my book? Who am I to share anything? Those questions do hold you back as a writer. And it's not only me, I think many writers that I meet do speak about that I don't know if I'm the right person to share this. How much do I share? So those challenges can be overcome if you are staying true to what your purpose is. So always, everything that I do, whether it is a smaller project, a new association or a collaboration, I start with the why. Why am I doing it? And I make sure that I write it down somewhere, because whenever you lose track or you feel that I don't want to do it anymore, you read your why, you remember why you actually started it, and it always reaches the completion. So writing has its own journey. Publishing, I didn't face a lot of challenges, to be very honest, because right from the beginning, the publisher herself trained me to be a publisher. So I had a mentor in my journey. As I said, everything I've started, I've always had a mentor who guided me. Marketing is where I had to learn a lot of things. Because I've always been a person who used to say, if I get love and respect, that is more than enough. If I could just, change 5 people's life, it is more than enough. But then I started realizing that these are the barriers that I have. And when we say that love and respect is enough, we are not actually looking at a measurable success. Because love and respect cannot be measured. What can be measured is number of books you're selling. How many people's lives are you affecting? How many people are you connecting and changing their lives with? So that's when I started understanding that, okay, I can choose the love and respect in another form. I chose to start donating a certain amount to different organizations. नहीं चाहिए पैसा, okay, I will give it away, but I'll first make it. Rather than saying that I'll just give it away, because I've also noticed that when you do things absolutely free of cost, people generally don't tend to value it. And then when you are not valuing it, you're not getting the actual stuff that you want to do. So learning the number game, understanding that you have to be in the market to sell, and also knowing that writing is not enough. If I'm writing, I also need to create the reader base who wants to read and would want to change their lives by reading it. Okay, so it's not just about writing. You have to still put in work in terms of finding your people, finding your tribe, connecting with that vibe. And for that, I had to do a lot of change in myself, from moving from it's okay, it's okay if people don't know me. Sorry, it's not okay. If you want to change people's life, you have to be in front of people.
So Snehal, my last question is like, what advice would you like to provide to upcoming authors?
So, first thing that I would say is write because you love writing. If you're not loving the major part of writing, it is the energy that the book carries, and you would want to write it because you love writing. So, if you don't love writing, then first find that love and then start writing. That's first. The second thing definitely that I would say is know why you're writing. What is the purpose of writing the book, or what is the purpose of doing everything? Because a book will only go as far as you want it, because I personally believe that every book has a soul and it travels on its own. As I said earlier, Shakti Awakening is one book that I know that is traveling on its own, but there went a lot in the conception of the idea. So the way there is Garb Sanskar done for a child, it's the same thing. It's your baby. You want to plan everything, including its success, before you start writing the first chapter. So that is the second definite thing. The third thing I would say is start finding gaps, in your life where you can fit in writing, rather than choosing to dedicate time to writing. Because most of the times we say, when I do this, then I will write. At night, I will sit and write. Instead, start finding gaps. When you have that little time and you have the mood, just sit and write, and don't be very compulsive about, I have to write in this book only, I have to write in this laptop only, or this phone only. Be flexible. As long as you're writing it, eventually you can put it together in any form. Today there is a lot of technology that helps you do it. That way you'll always reach completion. Start with the end in mind. Otherwise you'll keep writing books for years and it will never get over, because every 15 days or 21 days for that matter, you're a changed person. Every 21 days your body cycle also resets. So if you're going to your own content, you will never finish the book, because it will always feel something is old and I need to rewrite it. So decide on what you want to write, put a deadline and finish the writing. Then you can come up with book 2, volume 2, volume 3 of the same one if you want.
Depends.
Or then you go to the editing part and get it edited from the right person, but get it done. A book written over years is only a memoir. There is no other book that I would encourage anyone to write over years. So that's my 3 tips for writers or authors.
So Snehal, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and like your story, it's like really inspiring for us. Thank you very much. So this was Snehal Singh from Pune, CEO and founder at Mind Spirit Works, and her story is really inspiring to all of us. She had proved that अगर दिल में जज्बात हो तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. So this was Mehul Shah signing off for today. Have a great day. Bye bye.